Welcome back, Minecraft fans, to our very own world of Rivenbourne. As you can see, we're back here in Mistglade. If this is your first time tuning in, this is our elven city of Mistglade. We've got what we've been working on most recently here, the Tower of the Good Wizard Quetzal, but that's not where I want to focus today's episode. As you see, we've got the town that we've started here. We've got a big house here and a smaller house there. We've got our boat house. We've got our town crossroads building. We even have our little pond gazebo and our dark underground library here. But it's time for us to expand this direction towards our watchtower, which marks sort of the boundary of Mistglade in that direction. And to do that, I'm going to take a shulker box of supplies down to this area that I've marked out here, where we're going to throw in a quick little building that should fit in nicely with this pathway coming from our crossroads building and the rest of the builds over here. And we're just going to do it in the same style as all the other buildings so that it fits in. And what I'm thinking is sort of long section here. And then, let me get some pink wool out, and then sort of a T shape, I guess, up here. So maybe out to like right about here with that, and the same on the side going this direction. It is kind of on a slope, but you know what? I don't want to make this too, unlevel. So I'll probably turn this into a cliff and raise this part up so that it will be level here. So that's the plan. All that's left is to lay some of the foundation and get a good picture of what kind of a shape we want for each of the different branches, I guess wings, of this building. So let's get right to it. So terraforming more or less done, and doesn't look too bad. It'll probably look a lot better once the grass spreads to the other side, but of course using stairs and slabs as little as possible, only because they're not in the Minecraft generated terrain, and I still want to keep this generated look, but little details like this cliff face needs those slabs and stairs, so apply them as little as possible and to make that effect. Now to get started with placing my stone where the foundation will go, and this will have to be moved over 1 or 2 blocks, probably 2, yeah, probably 2 just to be safe. We'll do it like this, and we'll make the main line of this building go like this, and somewhere around here we'll stop and go this direction, probably one further like this. What do you think, all the way out on the cliff? That's probably far enough. Yeah, that's probably far enough. We'll start bringing it around. So this building got kind of large, but as you can probably guess, it is going to be some kind of a church to, temple, whatever you want to call it, shrine, to the forest demigod Piety, and kind of an important building to the elves. But mostly, I wanted to use the geography around here, which has this sort of ravine, valley, I guess, and build the building all the way up to it. And also have this road that's just over here come in on the side here. So that meant sort of extending it until it looked this big. But that's good because we'll want to put in some furniture in here. I've continued the theme of 2 block centers in each of these directions, right? Yep. So that will be preserved, which will be good for the arch shape that we've used on all those buildings, and that we'll be adding in here. And oh yeah, it'll be good that it's this big because, I want to put in some furniture. And let's say, you put some seats here and you have an aisle there. that's really not a ton of space, and you can't necessarily replicate that so much. This is not my plan for the furniture, by the way, but you see how the space fills up pretty fast, and I want to be able to do something. So this gives me options. Doesn't that look beautiful? In truth, instead of reinventing the wheel, I just took the same curve scheme that we had from the Crossroads building, which is right through those trees there, which was also 6 wide, and applied it here. And I'm going to do the same trick for this building, or this side of the building here, which is 4 wide. I'm just going to take it from that little house that we have over there, which is also 4 wide, and then repeat on this side, and repeat on that side, and then make them all meet up in the center. And probably do some of the roof the exact same way that I have it over there. And then on this face right here, I want big old stained glass windows looking out there on the sunset. And so that's when I'll get creative and we'll do something different. But the rest of this, maybe windows on this side too. And then doors here we'll have to be creative with. We haven't had doors on the side of our walls yet in any of these other buildings, only on the ends. So we'll have to do something different there, but it'll pretty much be just the formula that I've already been using, and that suits me just fine. It'll fit in that way, and it's easier to make. So, win-win. We got a roof. We got a lower section over here, coming right into our higher section over here, and even started to look at what it'll look like as we go down all the way to the ground with this. No stone showing here, of course, because the land comes up so high right there. But there'll be windows. Yeah, that'll work out. That'll work out just fine. And along here in the front, we've got the beginnings of what will be not a door, but our stained glass window. And I'm thinking green stained glass, green and lime green, maybe blue, some kind of a mix like that for the forest demigod. Of course it'd be green. What other color would it be? So I've got what's might work for a kind of a framing, and the glass will be behind that on this level here, and I think that'll work out. So here's one idea that I really kind of like. We've got kind of dark green in the shape of a tree with lime at the top and blue along the sides, light and dark blue. And it's using the full glass block instead of the panes, which I might try out. I might also try out, but it might not be worth it because I do kind of like this idea. But one thing this relies on, and the panes would as well, is replacing this pink wool just for this row with some kind of a frame for the window. So I'll have to do that, and I'll probably have to do that anyway, so to make it look better. So maybe I'll replace it with dark oak to kind of keep the theme going, and I think that'll be just fine. Put a dark oak border around this, although maybe white wool would also serve that purpose, plus you'd be able to see the colors right through there. Yeah, I'll start with white wool because all of these buildings, quick refresher, all of these buildings have a white wool facade that you can see from the inside there, and that really helps because you can't see through the wool to the pink roof, which starts right there, the pink wool, but really it's sort of shingles in this world. It's some weird elven shingles, and that way if you look right through here it should be white wool. Yeah, that way you can get the pink from the outside, but you don't have to look at it from the inside. Well, that's not going to work using glass, which is transparent. So I think I'll try either white wool or dark oak to frame this, but I really like the color scheme here. And the other thing I'm realizing is that I should probably cut down this tree here and maybe some of the other trees so that you can see the sunset through this beautiful window. But they're so pretty. I love tall birch trees. I'll probably just have to turn some of these shorter ones into tall trees, but still create that alleyway here because I really want to be able to see the sunset through here, or rather the elves do, although they would never cut down a tree. No, but we'll pretend that this tree never existed and that this church was just built in the perfect spot to observe the sunset. That'll work. And that's how that would look, where you can only see the white wool through the glass. The outside would have to be fixed. We'd find some way to fix that. But as far as the inside is concerned, what do you think? Not great. Not too bad. It's hard to picture this whole building being enclosed, and then you come to this window and you see that white wool there. So I might have to just finish the roof in pink so that I get more of a sense of the interior before I try to decide. I mean, it's not the worst thing, and it might be better than dark oak, but it might not. Let's quickly give a try to dark oak. I don't have shears, so this will be not as quick as I thought. Let's try this and give a quick look. I realize I do like doing interiors from, for instance, our last video in Sands. I said I was just going to do 1 or 2 interiors, and I ended up doing almost every one of them. So I want this building here to be no exception. Meaning, I guess, a roundabout way of saying, I want it to look good from the inside. And I will figure out whatever I need on the outside to make that happen. All right, let's skirt around the edge here, whoop, and in, and get our first look. Ooh, kind of dark. This works a little bit better for me because it's a tree, right? So it should have some wood around it. There's no question about that. Better than the pink wool, and maybe better than the white wool. The only thing is it kind of makes the glass kind of dark, I think. Maybe that's just the cloud. Clouds off. Can't really use clouds in Mistglade anyway because they go right through the tower up there. Alright, what do you think? It kind of makes the glass kind of dark, but I think that's going to be okay. Before I decide, I'm going to throw this whole roof on and come back and test it again. I definitely like how the front of this place looks. For the inside though, I tried something with sea lanterns here. I think that's pretty cool. Kind of gives power to the window here. But I tried birch wood instead of the dark oak because there's a little busy with the birch out there and the birch in here and then just a stripe. And I think that might be what I stick with. Although it also makes me want to go back to pink wool, which is kind of funny. But it doesn't look that bad from the outside, although I might still cover it up with something. And then on the inside, again, it doesn't look that bad when you put it kind of in context with the whole rest of the roof here. Like you're, approaching the front of the shrine temple church thing. So I've finally arrived at a solution which will work both inside and outside. And let's see if I can get around here. And that involves adding a little bit more birch and then a little dark oak on the outside. So you can't really tell anything's going on here, but if I head up here, there we go. There's just a couple of layers of birch under here, and that's just what it took to get this all looking right, and I'm very happy with it now, and I can continue on to the rest of the build finally. So the window over here is still a work in progress. I can't get anything that I necessarily like, and I'll have to put birch out here. So instead, I first worked over here. And yes, I abandoned the idea for having the entryway on the side and went for the more in line with the other one's entry on the end. Just like this, one way in, one way out. Don't think that's going to be a problem. Nice sunset right out of that window. And actually, funny story, built it 3 times since the first time I had the stone too high and so everything was just a block too high. And the second time, I had it out here in accordance with the original floor plan, but decided that with the windows and the dark oak on the outside, which I will show you here, the spacing would just work better if it were 2 blocks further westward. And so the third and final time, I built it 2 blocks that way. So, and I just copied what I'd done for other buildings, like the big house right here. As you can see, it's very similar, but with a different, what I'm thinking of as a medallion, sort of an open space in the front. All of the buildings so far have a different look up there, and so I think that's fine because it'll identify each one. So one idea would be just to have this. And I've been looking at what we have over here for the boathouse. And let me flash forward to that real quick. The magic of editing. Now let's look at this on the inside. There we go. Almost exactly what we have back at the shrine that we're building, but the difference is this has the white wool with the white glass, and the difference is quite remarkable. Oh, that was fast for me. How was it for you? So the green glass with the white wool does not create the same effect. So we could do green wool, and that's actually an idea that I'm toying with. We've got the white down there, like all the other buildings, but we could do something fancy here. We have already got some stained glass going on. Or we could just go with white glass. And I honestly don't know what to do. Actually, you should replace that with wool as well. And here it is with white glass. Probably what I'm going to end up with going with. Let me show you what I did for the outside. Pretty much a copy of everything else. I've got the little window-like thing up in the top. I've got the birch coming in on the sides. And then I went ahead and threw in some end rod here for light and all that good stuff, and cut off the fence post that would normally be here, and did a little thing with the dark oak, which would normally make kind of a doorway, but for a window I think it makes more sense to have it just coming off the side. And it's what I could do with the space provided, and I think it turned out alright. And whoa, this is a pit. Well, I forgot I had made this here. Now glassify. There we go. A vision from the inside. Truly inspirational from the outside. This building has it all, and even repeats on this side. In just a second. And this side looks like giant tree. I think we can call the exterior done. Now for the interior. Let's see, do those go the right way? I think they'd probably better go that way. Although really I should be checking with my trapdoors in other places, but this should work for now. Let's do a little of that. Hello, grassy altar thing. And let's do some of this and see what that looks like. And the big reveal. Yeah, well, it looks pretty cool actually. I like the glass. You can see right through the lilac and just look right through the glass. And I did want these plants, these flowers, to be the main feature here. So let's throw in some more furniture, not this bed, and see if we don't get, I feel like there should be more flowers down these wings, but really this is the only flower, main flower of the city. There's not like pink tulips or anything. So you know what, let's have a bench over here, kind of like the meditation bench in the old meditation pond over there. How's that? It's kind of cool, except the trapdoor clash. But that's why I brought some other stairs. So let's try this and see if it's not better. It's not better. And let's try this one. Huh, could work. Huh. It kind of lends definition to this. Doesn't look like it's just coming out of the floor. What do we got? Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. Let's try that on this side. as if it'll be different. Let's try it on this side and just see. Alright, you don't have to tell me that normally a church of some kind would have pews like this pointing towards the altar at the front, but I certainly don't want this to be a normal place of prayer. So I want to change that, and it might involve stone or dark oak, but we've got the birch going so far, so let's try that first. What I want to do is try this out, and I could try leaving a 2 center like I've been doing this whole time. Do you think that'd be too hard for me? Why don't we do something a little different? That's one advantage of a 2-block center, you gotta admit. Alright, I came back with pots, and yeah, switched back to the birch here, and the pots are of course for flowers. Now this is what Quetzal would do. Obviously that's all over his tower, and let's make this diametrically symmetric. How about, I didn't think I would like it, but oh yeah, the azure blue it is awful, and the birch sapling's not that bad. Anyway, this is a place of birch trees. Of course, they're all over. So I think that works. But I've got a different plan for that big stone space in the center, and it involves all of these things here. All right, I like it. It's supposed to be, abstract. I mean, that is clearly abstract. Cool, so don't ask me what this is. But this is how the elves spend their Sunday mornings, or whatever day they feel like going to talk to prove it. This has taken some time, let me tell you, more time than I thought, but I am very happy with the interior and the exterior of this building, particularly when we're flying around looking at it from the top. I think it really adds a lot to this place. And I'm excited to extend the rest of the Elven Village this way. So, for now, I better wrap up this episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you leave a like and watch in the next episode when we come back to our very own world of Rivenbourne. See you next time.